High quality women aren't in the club 3 nights a week. I would argue they're not even in the club 2 nights a week. And by a lot of men's definition, they probably shouldn't even be out in the club every week, even if that means once a week. Now, obviously, everybody has a different definition of high quality. Every man has a different definition of what a 10 is, aesthetically speaking, and what they're into. But the whole point of this video is to explain where you can go to actually meet the type of high quality women that you're into. And it doesn't need to be the club. I was the guy that was in the club 3 nights a week for a very long time. I'm at 500 plus days fully sober, no alcohol, no weed, no nicotine. I pretty much have stopped going out to do night game, at least for the last year or so of my own journey. I'm 35 years old now, but there was a time and a place where nighttime environments were actually really beneficial. So I want to explain why you could still go to nighttime environments, but also like where you should be going, in my opinion, depending on your dating goals, right? And so I'm not going to talk too much about my own transformation in this video, but if you want to know more background about myself, my transformation, my clients' transformations, my coaching program, and how I can help you achieve the same type of results, you can click the link down below. Check out the in-depth training I put together where I go over all of that and a lot more. There's also an application where you can apply to work with me directly on that page. So check out that training. But let me explain this, because the first thing, there's a couple misconceptions. I think night game as a whole does get a bad rep from a lot of people. But there's some good stuff and there's some bad stuff that I want to explain, as well as where I think you should be going. So first, let's talk about the actual good parts of going out at nighttime, because yes, it's true, you're going to interact with a lot of drunk people if you're going out at nighttime. If you're going to bars, clubs, lounges, raves, anything that's going on late in the nighttime, a lot of these people will be on substances or on alcohol, and that's true, right? So just keep that in mind. The myth about this is that you can't find attractive women in these venues, right? Which is bullshit. They say like, don't go looking for your girlfriend at the club, which I agree to the first sentence of this video. I don't think high quality women or a woman you should be dating is spending 3 nights a week going out to bars and clubs and getting drunk consistently like that. However, understand that on any given night, there are women that are at these places that don't go to these places very consistently. They're out for a friend's birthday on a monthly basis. They're out with their coworkers Friday evening and they really just went out to dinner and now they're just popping out just for a little bit. I've met really good women at these venues. Now keep in mind, the vast majority of it is drunken bullshit that you're gonna need to sift through. But to say that there's nothing good at these places, that is bullshit. And so you can still find quality people at these places. And I'll get to that in just a second, but I just wanted to show you guys the good and the bad about this. The other good thing about going out at nighttime is there's a lot of people out. So there's a lot of volume and quantity of the amount of practice that you could get in. So maybe you could go out and you might not find your wife at the club, but you could go out, stay sober, get a lot of interaction. It's a target-rich environment where you could practice a lot, and then you could still leave at a reasonable time sober, get home at somewhat of a reasonable time, and you got a lot more practice and confidence building and interaction with women than you could had you have not otherwise gone out to those types of environments. So nighttime, although it gets a bad rep, there's actually some good things about it. Occasionally you can meet quality women there, but there's also a lot of opportunity to practice. Yes, you're gonna have to sift through a lot of drunken bullshit, and you're gonna need to have discipline to not give in to all of those temptations either, or end up, getting wasted doing coke till fucking 6 a.m. But when it's done properly, it can actually be pretty beneficial. Now, the other part to this that I really want to talk about is, aside from just practicing, you should be going to environments where you can really meet the type of people that align with your lifestyle, your goals, what you find interesting. So and I say this because a lot of men try to go to the bars and clubs as a means of meeting women, but they're into other things. Like if you're into fitness, if you're into health and wellness, if you're into anything, man, like whatever you're into, you want to go to those places because it's going to be so much easier to connect with people and find people that are already like-minded at these types of events. So I'll give you an example. Like every weekend in Miami, there's a health and wellness event. There's like a couple different companies that run these events, but every weekend, Sunday mornings from like 10 a.m. till 12, there's these events you could go to. They're not serving alcohol. It's very early on a Sunday where most people that were out partying over the weekend are not going to be there. There's like there's cold plunges. They serve coffee. There's a bunch of different health and wellness type little booths there. It's really easy to find people that are like-minded when you go to those type of events. And if you live in a smaller city, maybe it's not going on a weekly basis, but you could still probably on a monthly basis make a little bit of a commute and go to a fitness expo, or you go to something that's going on in your area. The point is that you find what's important to you. That could be, like for me in particular, I'm really big into health, I'm into wellness, I'm into sobriety, I'm into going to the gym, I love cooking. Those are just a couple things off the top of my head. I like bike riding, I go outside a lot for walks, and I also go to Run Club, right? So Run Club is a great opportunity to meet people. These health and wellness places are a great opportunity to meet people. You could go to the busy gyms, right? Go to the busy high-end gyms at prime time. You could go to Whole Foods even. Honestly, a lot of the clients that I work with, they go out and practice social interaction at places like Whole Foods or Wegmans or Trader Joe's. So it doesn't need to be for health and fitness, but some of you guys are into like rock climbing. Some of you guys are into more music and dance. Some of you guys might be more into, I don't know, cars or swimming or whatever the thing is, cooking. Like it doesn't matter, but understand that there are venues and places that you could go to that you can meet other people at these places. So I think most people are they're so stuck in the routine of working a 9 to 5 and then just going to their gym, and you never really go into environments where you can actually meet quality people, not realizing that, hey, there's actually places that you could go to with your interests, and you find the popular places for those things, you find the communities around those things, and you can start interacting with people there. I have clients that have met their girlfriends at church, right? Go to the big church. Don't go to the small church where nobody's there. Go, if you need to drive an extra 30 to 45 minutes sometime to go to the more popular locations, it's worth it. Like I had a client, he lives in a really tiny area. I forgot the name of the city in Pennsylvania, but the population is 1,000 people. And his biggest thing that he told me was, well, there's no people in my area, so I'm not gonna be able to connect. When I looked on Google Map and I zoomed out, I said, dude, this city is 40 minutes away and the population here is 48,000. That is a 48x population. If you just make that commute a couple times a week, it's worth it, man. Like what other option do you have? Now you could just go to your local bar and club and there's gonna be a bunch of drunken people there, or you could commute a little bit further and go to the popular gym there. And I know some of you guys might be thinking, well, damn, 45 minutes is kind of a long commute just to go to a gym. I agree, it is. This is an extreme case where a client is living in a population of 1,000 people, but even that man, if he just puts in a little bit of time to commute to a bigger location and finds the right environments there with the things he's into, he can still meet women, right? That's what it comes down to. Stop just going to the club. Now look, some of you guys like the club. You like going out at nighttime. Great, do that. Honestly, do that. But understand that if you're living a life that's completely wrapped in alcohol and drugs, you're most likely going to attract similar people into your life. So if you actually want high quality relationship, high quality partners, it starts with you making better life choices. The second thing though is you going to the environments where you're likely to meet the same people. So think about what are the values and hobbies that you would want in a quality girlfriend. Some of you guys like women that are smart. She likes to read. She's into yoga. She does Pilates. She's into fitness. She cooks. She lives a healthy lifestyle. Maybe she's into real estate. Like whatever you're passionate about, you find these things. Go to the real estate expo that's going on in your city once a month or once a quarter. Get there early and interact with all the women that are there. The women are out there regardless of the thing you're into. Now, like obviously cars or MMA is gonna be a little bit more niche to men, like fishing and stuff like that. So you need to find qualities that you would want the woman to have. But dude, they're out there. A lot of these, there's an MMA gym that was near my apartment building in Jersey, and it was like primarily women that were there because they would run HIIT classes and do cardio classes, and there was a Pilates center not that far away, so there would be a lot of women coming and going from that too. If you hang around the environments, you will find the type of women that you want. But what's important is you need to be real with yourself. Are you interacting with the type of women you want to date on a consistent basis? I'm not talking about once a month. Most guys won't date their 10 because they don't talk to their 10 frequently enough. They have that 110 in their life and they barely see that woman. They see her once at the gym on a monthly basis and they never talk to her. If you're not talking to the girls that you think are your 9s and 10s that are into the values and hobbies that you really want in your own life, if you're not talking to those women on a daily basis, not monthly, if you're not talking to these women, 5 to 10 of them per week, you're simply not going to these environments enough. You're not commuting as far as you need to go to the big enough environments, and you're not actually going up and interacting with these women. That's how you're gonna land a quality girl that aligns with your lifestyle, that you could bring into these hobbies and have a healthy relationship where you guys have shared interests. Okay, now if you're not approaching women, you're not going on dates, you don't have the type of women in your life that you want, I would love to help you achieve social confidence and an abundant dating life. Okay, I've made that transformation. I've helped a lot of clients do this over the years, and I'd love to help you make that transformation as well. So click the link down below, check out the in-depth training I put together. I go over my entire transformation, the clients I've helped, as well as the program structure and the details around my coaching and how I can help you do the same. The link is in the description. Check that out. That's all for this video, guys. Be aware of the environments that you are going to on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and be honest with yourself. How many women are you actually interacting with per week? Per week, not per month. How many women are you interacting with that are actually your 9 or 10 on a weekly basis? All right, that's all for this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.